So what is money when there's no scarcity? This is a question most people don't think through. And we don't know the answer, but what is scarcity in that world? Yes, there's some things that are purposefully scarce. One of the reasons I've collected a lot of NFTs is there is scarcity there. There is scarcity in experiences, human experiences. They become more expensive. But all of the things that we think of as scarce, lawyers, accountants, research writers, all of this stuff goes to zero. Zero. Money doesn't have much of a purpose when almost most of the things that we do for economic day-to-day activity don't have value at all.
Raoul Pal, the CEO of Real Vision, has been drawing attention to himself with his futuristic ideas about the financial industry, especially his theories about how technology and macroeconomics could revolutionize international markets. Digital assets and technology breakthroughs like blockchain, AI, and machine learning are ready to shake up traditional finance, according to Raoul Pal, who believes we are at the dawn of a revolutionary period. Pal claims that this change will redefine how we think about value, altering investment tactics and the fundamental characteristics of economic cycles. His insights don't stop there. Raoul has shared bold predictions on the future of wealth generation, advising those who want to thrive in this shifting landscape to consider strategic allocations in crypto and disruptive tech. In this video, we'll explore Raoul Pal's latest thoughts on the tech-finance convergence and what it means for investors. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the ideas reshaping our world.
It's based around a thesis that I've developed called the Exponential Age, which is, I think most people are familiar with now. It's a similar thesis that other people have had as well, which is that we've got this kind of group of technologies that are in full tilt acceleration mode when we get to full adoption of these technologies. So that's AI, robotics, renewable energy sources, genetic sciences. It's a whole bunch of these technologies, including blockchain, that are all hyper accelerating at the same time. So, okay, fine. So the exponential age is really all about, this is the fastest, largest pace of change of technology that humanity will ever go through. And it's probably an entire reworking of society itself and the economy. So what do I mean about the economy? This is this 6-7 years business. Is really it's to do with how the economic machine works. Basically, GDP growth is driven by population growth, productivity growth, and debt growth. Debt growth has basically stopped except refinancing of old debts. Then we've got population growth. Every country in the developed world is seeing collapsing population growth. So therefore, they should see collapsing GDP growth. But you've got all this debts, and we've been adding to the debts to try and counterbalance this. This has been this big super trend we've seen. And then productivity growth, because of all the old people, has collapsed as well. So what we have is non-productive, slowing economies based around demographics. Then something has just happened, which was we've just introduced infinite human knowledge and infinite humans into the economy, which is AI plus robots. People don't yet understand what this means, but we're based on a services-based knowledge economy. Manufacturing was already being replaced by machines, but this is replacing everything. Now, there's two sides of that. One is the doom of, oh my God, what are humans going to do? I worry less about that. I more think, what does it mean for the economy if we've got infinite growth of humans? So if generally, let's say population growth or immigration growth, whatever, is at 1%, 2%, 3%, right? And trend rate of GDP has been averaging of like 1.75 in the US. If you suddenly throw in 1 billion AIs and 1 billion robots, you've kind of added 25% of the population of the world. Now, it's not one-for-one match, but what it does is suddenly create outsized economic growth, but in ways we don't understand. The other part of it is productivity. Productivity I think of as the amount of output per unit of energy. Electricity is the generalized energy, and what we're doing is lowering the cost of energy via renewables. People don't see it yet, they don't believe it yet, but what you see of every technological curve is they're all collapsing in cost. And the output's going up. So electricity growth via renewables is just an exponential curve. And Elon's been talking about this, others have been talking about this. It will, within the next 10 years or so, it'll be the largest source of energy on the planet. And then we've got nuclear and other stuff to come into it. When you change productivity, let's say you halve the cost of electricity, you double productivity. Now you've got AI and robots on top. So what we're going to end up in is la-la land in economic terms. Economies we don't understand. And it's not in 20 years' time, the old predictions we used to see. This is like, it's happening in front of our eyes. So then what happens when you've got these technologies doing this? Well, we don't really know. We're already seeing things like, what is a company when you've got AI agents? What does that mean? What do financial markets mean? How does venture capital work? How does private equity work? How do IPO markets work when companies get disrupted?
In the current era of exponential growth, conventional business models for revenue generation and valuation are undergoing significant change. As AI continues to advance and replicate software instantaneously, traditional notions of profit and production efficiency are becoming obsolete. Therefore, like internet corporations and social media platforms today, businesses may increasingly focus on attention and engagement as key indicators. According to Raoul, as energy and computer costs come down, whole new economic structures and actors are appearing. This move may challenge many of our long-held financial beliefs and significantly change our understanding of market returns. Think about this. OpenAI's most recent model outperforms more than 90% of the human population with an IQ of 120. Models with superhuman intelligence are probably not far off, and as AI develops, they have the potential to completely change the competitive environment. Pal cautions that before this exponential revolution upends everything, we might only have roughly 6 years to put ourselves in a financially stable position. Let's dive into his insights and explore what these predictions mean for the future of finance.
So what is money when there's no scarcity? This is a question most people don't think through. And we don't know the answer, but what is scarcity in that world? Yes, there's some things that are purposefully scarce. One of the reasons I've collected a lot of NFTs is there is scarcity there. There is scarcity in experiences, human experiences. They become more expensive. But all of the things that we think of as scarce, lawyers, accountants, research writers, all of this stuff goes to zero. Zero. So money doesn't have much of a purpose when almost most of the things that we do for economic day-to-day activity don't have value at all.
It's really interesting. I just thought of that I don't think we've ever actually fully fleshed out or talked about, but the world you just laid out, or the trends you just laid out in terms of productivity, AI, taxing the robots, taxing AI, which can actually be, if productivity is growing, like we talk about AI and blockchain and Web3, what do you see as the potential impact that the two have on one another? Or in other words, where do you see the actual touch points between these two exponential technologies going forward?
So everyone needs to drop their understanding of what blockchain is, because they come with an anchor. They come with an anchor based on Bitcoin and blah, 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 blah. What it is a globalized, decentralized ledger that records truth. And so in a world where there's more machine-based activity, we need a way of recording what is truth, what are transactions, what are contracts, what are all of that, right? That's what blockchain will do. So basically, the internet of the future can't run without it. It just simply can't. And that's what people don't get, that it's more than just money. It's basically how a digital world runs. We can't be more digital without this transition that we're seeing, which is why the adoption is so big over time and ongoing. And when it comes to the intersection of AI, well, AI is also an extension of the internet. When David Bowie's interview about the internet was still the greatest thing of all time, when he says it's an alien fucking life form. And people didn't get it, but it is, and it's coming alive, right? The internet is coming alive via AI. So it has now a payment system, a system of record and truth, and it is living on this thing that we built, this web. So these things are so inseparable in what they are, because they are the internet. They are us in many ways as well, because AI is trained on all of humanity and our thoughts and everything. So economic activity has to be recorded on blockchain. Contracts have to be recorded on blockchain. That's most things. Most things are a contract in some way, shape or form. So that all goes into the blockchain technology. At a simpler form, obviously an AI can't get a bank account. It's hard enough to get a bloody bank account as it is, but you don't need one. You just have a wallet. And you're seeing this with this GOAT token and the terminal truths is Brian Armstrong reached out and said, I'll give you your own wallet. So because he knows that this is where this is going. AIs will have their own wallets and it all works without us having to be involved. And as long as you've got a blockchain, you've got proof and truth. And so they're totally inseparable from each other. They are all the same thing, which is our digital future.
Raoul explores a future in which artificial intelligence and blockchain transform the fundamentals of economic activity and redefine what we consider valuable. He questions the traditional idea of money, particularly in a society where many goods and services are becoming limited, which is the traditional source of value. As blockchain and artificial intelligence develop to perform many of the functions that people currently perform, Pal predicts that we may eventually arrive at a time when the majority of economic tasks, such as research or legal services, are inexpensive or free. Blockchain technology offers the ledger of truth needed for future to safely and openly record each transaction, agreement, and digital exchange. Pal claims that blockchain is a basic component of a digital world, recording reality in a decentralized manner, and is more than just a financial tool. Blockchain will be necessary as AI advances, according to him, in order to validate interactions and even store digital wallets that would allow it to communicate independently in financial systems. As we close this video, remember that this vision isn't just about technological change. It's about a complete transformation of how we understand value and money. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.